this month, a chance to decorate your home and challenge your brain in the process at the all-new West Bloomfield Fine Art Show. Since 1979, Kate Jones has been the president and the chief designer behind Kadon Enterprises, specializing in creating beautiful art that you can play with as well. Let's bring in Kate and talk about it even more and preview her upcoming appearance at the inaugural West Bloomfield Fine Art Show. Kate, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning.
Glad to have you on to talk about this really interesting operation you've got running. You're creating art that's fantastic to display in the home, but also is something people can interact with, can play with, and can challenge their brains. Where did the idea from this come from?
Well, puzzles have been in the human race forever and ever. Yeah. All kinds of, everything is a puzzle that we try to figure out. But as far as for me to make these particular attractive puzzles, it came from something when I was 4 years old. I'm trying to make this very short. At the age of 4, I had chicken pox and I had to stay in bed. And my aunt brought me a puzzle, a set of tiles, wooden pieces, triangles and diamonds or whatnot, to play with. She found it somewhere in a German toy store. So I spent day after day, hours and hours, playing with these beautiful designs. And each time I made a new design, I'd say, hey, look at this. And it was just a thrill. And I'm 4 years old, remember, this is a very long time ago. So say 30 years later, I became a graphic artist and a dance teacher, so that is a side story. But at that point, I decided that I had read a book by Arthur C. Clarke, which was called Imperial Earth, a science fiction book. And in it, he described a set of puzzle pieces. There were 12 of them. Each is a different shape, and you're supposed to be able to put it together and build a rectangle with them. Well, I was totally enthralled, and I made myself my paper cutouts for the pieces, and I worked on it. And at that point, it became something that somehow gradually changed my life. It turned me into the direction of designing geometric puzzles. And that was because when the first time I made a set of these and hoped to sell it to a store that they would like to sell them, the lady said, well, we don't know how to explain this. We don't know anything about it. She said, but she bought a few and eventually she did sell them. But she said, we can't do anything with just one product. If you had a product line, we might make a display of it. So I thought, product line, I have to make more designs. I have to find more puzzles.
And for almost 50 years since, that's been exactly what you've been able to do. You've been able to bridge the gaps between visual art, entertainment, and games all in one. How do you find that when people see your art, and certainly after they've bought it, that makes that connection between your pieces and themselves a little bit stronger?
Yes, I think we became friends, really, that they remember that I have a display which has the one that you showed before, the picture of my booth. I go to art shows and I have a wall full of that's right, a wall full of different designs. You see, they're all geometric, they're all colorful, all different shapes. And each of them has a booklet that I researched to see what all can you do with it. If you're a child, you will do certain sections in it. If you're an advanced mathematician, you will explore some of the math background that creates these shapes. So that has become my way of life. And now it's 47 years later. In 47 years, I've been making over 250 or more different designs, different products. I'll show you one here.
Sure. Absolutely.
Now, you can't really see, you can't really see all the individual pieces, but this could be rearranged in thousands of different patterns.
Wow.
I put it together so all the red ones would be on one side and the orange ones on the other. but it could be done so that no two of the same color are together, or make it look symmetrical. I mean, it becomes a work of art just by the way you rearrange things.
And the work of art too, that not only you're designing, but people can, I guess in the case of that particular puzzle and others, redesign themselves as well. How do you find that that makes these pieces more special for your customers?
Well, the customers are happy. They go home and they play with it. And now I start meeting people who come back to me when they see us at a show, and they say, I had this as a child and I still have it and I still enjoy it. You know, that's music to my ears, because we create something that should last forever. It's not something you do once, like a little puzzle in a newspaper, and you do it and throw it away. No, these are treasures that you have, and the whole family enjoys doing it. One of my specialties is that even if it's a puzzle, here's another one, a different design here. You can see it's a totally different design. Now this has symmetry. So this is just one of the many different pretty patterns you can create. And if it's this way, symmetrical and so forth. This one happens to be something that you can give to a 4-year-old. I was 4 when I started. But it can have advanced things to do for a PhD in math. It'll ask him certain questions. Can this be done? Is this possible? And so then they can try to find the answer. I usually publish these in my newsletters. Now, with so many different things, people create their own, as you said. This is what is so important for a human being, to sense that they have some sort of empowerment.
Definitely.
They have the skill, they have the ability. The fact that the lady comes back to me and says, I had this when I was 5 years old and I still have it, and it's 30 years later, you know, it's a thrill. And she still likes it, and she still has people who come to the house and play with it. One of the things that's unique with the way I run my business is that if I publish it, when I release it, it stays out there forever. I do not discontinue and throw them away and say, enough of that. No, each one is a treasure. Each one is a symbol of the universe, of what it has and all the various things you can do with it. And one of the things that we offer is that if you ever lose a piece, which could happen, the dog could carry it up, who knows?
Of course.
You can buy replacement parts only at a nominal cost.
Wow.
You can get replacements. You just send me a picture of your set and we'll see what's missing, and you can get that piece replaced. So you never have to get rid of it or throw it away or not use it because it's not complete.
Kate Jones is with us on the Splash Live. You'll also see Kate and her team at the brand new West Bloomfield Fine Art Show happening on Saturday, June 20th and Sunday, June 21st at West Bloomfield High School. A brand new addition to our summer art showcases from HotWorks that of course includes the award-winning Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Now expanding with a different art show, similar feel, different day, different price ranges, and different interactions with a bunch of artists. You'll see some at both and some at just one. That will be happening Saturday and Sunday, June 20th and 21st. Kate, so much of what makes the art show experience so special for people is they find these works that they just are stunned by. They want to be part of their home. They want to buy that as a gift for someone that they love, that they know it's going to be within their taste. But so much of the experience is interacting with the art in person on that day and interacting with the artists. What typically is the dynamic when people come to your booth? Because your art is intended to be interacted with. So it's somewhat of a different dynamic than you'd get with a standalone piece at somebody else's booth.
Well, I have several out on the table for them to try out. Depends on which one I suggest to them. If it's a young child, I suggest one. If it's somebody who wants a difficult one, I can offer them that one. And then they get to play, and they get a real physical, mental experience of it, so which is why they would like to have it. The the arrangements that I make, they get to try them right there. And then they come back the next time, and then the next time, because by then our goodies are part of their family. And so they look for me again. That's a very nice thing to have happen.
And something fun too that can kind of break away from the experience of going up to a booth, seeing a bunch of different works of art, maybe asking a few questions, and then either buying or moving on. Here you can actually interact, you can kind of learn, you can see a little bit about how the process is made, and then make that process yourself makes that experience, I'd imagine, so much more special. She'll be at the West Bloomfield Fine Art Show Saturday, June 20th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, June 21st. Sunday will be 10 to 5. Saturday, the 20th, will be from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. You get that extra hour with Kate and all of the artists at the West Bloomfield Fine Art Show. Kate, for you as an artist as well as a creative that loves to interact with the people and interact with the art as well as the mathematics of it all, what is the art show experience like for you to come into a community like West Bloomfield that appreciates art on a whole different level?
I love talking to the people, and they ask questions, and I can answer them. I do not sell to stores. The stores no longer deal with this, so they don't have to learn how to explain, how do you put this piece together? How do you put that piece together? I love talking with people when they ask questions, because I know what it feels like to have a puzzle that you're trying to work out. You're trying to identify, you're trying to define, why is it, here's one that's one of my newest ones, just for the moment. Look at the design in that. This one is based on something in mathematics called the golden ratio. And it makes a beautiful symmetry designs with the pieces. Thousands of ways, millions of ways to come up with different designs with it. And people love that first experience when they first succeed in making it. And I try not to be helpful because it's their own event, it's their adventure to find out how to do it.
It's a great adventure too
that's
for
the
the whole
best way
family.
I have found to sell my puzzles, is to have them on display where people can touch them, experience them, see them. They can even choose colors. Sometimes I have different choices of colors.
These are beautiful designs, beautiful works of art that incorporate mathematics with design all together and have that little edge of creativity too for the purchaser to bring into their home, display it as is, change it around, bring it back and forth. It's always something different in the same beautiful form as you found it. Kate, anything else for us before we need to move on today?
Come and see me. I will show you what I have.
It'll be a fun time for you. It'll be a little bit of a brain teaser too. Maybe start off with Kate. As you get around there, you'll have your brain opened up to all the other creativity you'll experience throughout the day. Start and finish with Kate's booth, and then go to everything else. You get that fulfilled experience at the West Bloomfield Fine Art Show. Kate Jones, thank you so much for joining us today on The Splash Live.
Thanks for having me.